Hi everybody, so I hope this day finds you with the resurrection of your own consciousness, which is the most important of all, absolutely. So everybody has a story to share and an experience to reveal. And in this case, it's the story of, well, it's the story and the healing of Maria Kyriakou. So I thank Maria for allowing me to share her healing session that she had with me and to share it with you guys, because it's one of those experiences that can be helpful to quite a few people. And so this is her healing exposé that I am going to share with you here today. So with Maria's story, it's quite started off as quite a simple one in our transformation session, in our Fusion 7 healing session. And what it is that she wanted to, I've actually got her notes in front of me from the session that we actually did just the other day. And so what she wanted to address was why it is that she has to make such quite a huge amount of extra effort in order to be able to achieve something. So that was the one part, lots of trying. She wanted to know if she had any energetic interferences. Hi Sophie, how are you? And are the energetic interferences over? And she also wanted to be able to upgrade and tweak the whole of the situation that is to do with loving the self. So I noted her 3 queries down, and then I went in and began our intuitive investigation, and this is how it unrolled. So the first thing that I was shown was a red glow that seemed to appear on the right side of her head, surrounded by a yellow light as well. So it was a red globe with yellow around it. I asked if it was malicious, and the answer was no, which is a good thing. I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't actually malicious. It wasn't actually in her space, but close to her electromagnetic field. So that was interesting. And when I connected to it, it showed me that it was actually full of anger that was mirroring her inner inner rage, which was really quite unusual, because Marie's really quite a very calm, low-key, really easygoing character. So that was kind of odd. So I connected to the rage itself and said to you, hey, you know, what are you? What are you all about? And so this is what it said to me. I have been deprived throughout all of my human experiences, and I have forgotten what love is at its core. So I take a note of this. And I also found out that the red circle that was kind of hovering over there on the outskirts of a space wanted to keep her doing things the hard way. So these were like the telepathic, if you like, images and words that were coming to me in order to be able to unravel this mystery, of course. And so I went a step further and said, you know, what is this, this red that I see? And the answer that I received was that it has to do with old galactic history and rivalry to start with, and that it actually represented Sirius B. So I thought, okay, fair enough. So that was actually really quite interesting. And so I shared this with Maria, and she actually confirmed to me that on many occasions, more than several, that she would actually notice this kind of red globe or sphere or whatever it was that was hovering in her space. But because she's actually quite intuitive herself and very progressed, there's always such a lot of other priority stuff to deal with that she just kind of left it to the side and thought nothing of it. But she did actually feel that energy was quite dense, a very dense kind of presence and energy in her field or around her field. And so she actually confirmed the presence, you see, the presence of, of this Sirius B kind of entity that was actually in her space. What's up, Adam? So that was a confirmation for us. It also told me that in the meantime that she, at that particular time of the galactic history, had a very strong correspondence to the planet Venus, which is in our solar system. And this is what the galactic history was all about. It was like this rivalry. Sirius was taking of her energy at the time. And so this, as a result, created this inner rage. But the inner rage couldn't actually be detected locally in her field. It wasn't in the chakras, it wasn't in the energy fields. It wasn't a program or a belief or connected to anything that had happened in this lifetime to do with growing up or relationships. It was something much more subtle than that. And so when I asked where do I need to go in order to clear this situation, I was told by primary source to go to her essence. And so I said, essence, is that the same as her soul? No. Is that the same as her higher self? No. Is it the same as soul family or spirit family? No. Is it connected to all of the above? Yes, it is, but it isn't the same. Go to the essence. And so in order for me to understand exactly, what is this essence of that I'm being directed to in order to transmute, heal and change, it told me that the essence is her vibratory tones. And so this was actually quite new to me. Of course, we do deal with, vibrational frequencies of light, colour and sound in fusion. But I was never told or directed to be taken to somebody's essence or vibratory tones in order to heal. So that was actually, quite unusual for the both of us. So I was directed to Maria's essence and her vibratory tones in order to start clearing the galactic history between Sirius B and her essence and the memories of rage. And that's where we began. And so the healing began to unfold at this point. Then I was also shown that I had to recall the love fragments that were taken by Sirius B energy. And so this is what we had to begin to do. And to also clear the matrix of perpetual effort, because this is what Sirius B was having her do, to always be in a state of having to execute perpetual effort in order to get things done. So everything is an extra struggle, everything is extra difficult, when in fact it shouldn't actually be that way. And so this is what we did. We cleared the matrix of perpetual effort and made an installation of effortlessness into the essence. So we're still working at the level of essence, yeah? Then we began to recall the love fragments, as I just mentioned a moment ago, but they didn't go into her space directly. They were recalled because they belong to her. They are actually her property. So they were retrieved from Sirius B, taken up to primary source, cleansed first, then they were upgraded, and they had to be upgraded by her essence, not by primary source, but her very own essence, so that it could be a recalibration and a match to her own energies. Otherwise they could not be actually reinstalled into her space, which was a very beautiful process. And so what we did was an automated positive reception activation, so that she can also begin to respond in a positive way to events in real life and real time in her life. And so we did. I activate my automated positive response to primary source perfection that was recalibrated by essence. And so we prepared all of this, cleared all the energy fragments, recalibrated them. asked primary source if it was a go, asked her essence if it was a go before it was actually reinstalled back into her space. And so we did an activation that was activate self-love in accordance to my essence and in accordance to primary source perfection. And that is more or less how the session concluded. So I guess the moral of this story, if you will, and many stories actually, it's all about being able to retrieve this kind of unconditional love. I see that coming through a lot lately in many of the sessions that are happening, but each one is coming through in its own unique way, with its own unique history and its own unique story. And I think that's what makes it really unique and really special. And the fact that Maria could actually confirm to us that this actually was in her space. And then we did actually flip some cards too for her at the end, and it was all actually huge confirmation that we were on the right track with everything. And it was one of those real magical experiences. When I asked Maria at the end of the session how she was feeling, she did actually say that she felt light as a feather, and that perhaps her frequencies had been upgraded to another level. Can I make miracles for you? I can indeed. Are you who I think you are, Slim Trim Jimmy? I'll get to you in just a moment. So guys, thanks very much for watching. Caring is sharing, so do share it on. If you are not subscribed to me on Periscope, then don't forget to do that. And if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, Helen Christodoulou, go over, do that, give us a like, share your comments, and I will catch you later this afternoon as we launch into the first day of our Fusion 7 Healing Foundation Retreat. May truth always be the guiding force that is with you. So until later this afternoon, take it easy, be well, and act well. I'm very good. How are you? I'm going to get to you a bit later. Take care for now. Ciao. Kisses.